Welcome to the next edition of Didgeridoo TV together with Marketing Facts, and we are here on the first edition of Beyond Enterprise 2.0, and we are here talking to Joanne Thomson. And Joanne, you are a intranet content manager for Elsevier. Intranet, is that a word of today or a word of the past?
That is a very good question. I hear nothing else that intranet is a word of the past. But certainly in my company, the intranet is still a very important term and a very important application for them. So,
could you tell us something about your job?
Of course, I'm the intranet. I'm responsible for the intranet content and part of the internal communications team. And so we are responsible for engaging employees, making sure the communication channels are open to them. They need communications top down, bottom up, and just providing a platform for employees to find the information they need and collaborate with one another.
Okay, so now today we talked a lot about Enterprise 2.0, Enterprise 2.0 platforms, about technology. Your talk was about something completely different. It was more like the soft factor. What did you talk about?
Yeah, well, for me, it was important to sometimes... the social media is a big hype, and yes, it's out there, and yes, we need it, but sometimes people lose fact of what it's all about. So what I tried to do today was talk more about engaging employees and how can social media help to engage employees, but the important thing is that employees are engaged, because it really does contribute to the production, to the work satisfaction, and the company, the way a company can succeed. So
but engagement is this big. That could be a big container, let's say, a reference. So what do you say engagement really is in this context?
Now, engagement really, if I strip down engagement to just a couple of sentences, engagement really is all about that somebody feels happy with, is prepared to go the whole way for themselves, but also for their customers, for their company. But just you're passionate about what you do, and you understand what the company's all about. You understand where the company's going. Then you're engaged, and then you're motivated. You become innovative. Certainly, my company is very keen on innovation. We have to create innovative products. How can you create innovative products if your employees are not innovative because they lack engagement? So, and that's why engagement is so important to a company.
Do you think companies in general lack engagement for their employees, or the employees are not engaged enough in general?
Well, statistics do show that an awful lot of companies are disengaged. And in times of recession and economic crisis, it's even more important for companies to succeed, not just for themselves, but also for the country in general, which is why the UK have put an awful lot of time and effort into looking into engagement, employee engagement, and how, if it exists, what does it mean, and what happens if your employees aren't engaged, and it's an important aspect.
Yeah, it's an important aspect, and then you have something like Enterprise 2.0, and then suddenly everything comes together, because how does then engagement links to Enterprise 2.0? Yeah,
that's a good point. I mean, Enterprise 2.0 doesn't actually engage, not in itself. It's a product, it's technology, but what you can use 2.0 tools to help to improve that feeling of engagement, and by providing quick information for people, for making sure that they can talk to their colleagues, they can find experts. It just makes their life so much easier. They're also engaging with some other colleagues, particularly if you're working in a very global environment. You may never ever see some of your colleagues. So those tools can actually help you to do your job, and they will help you to communicate with the company and with your colleagues.
But then you need engagement.
But you need engagement first.
And do you have a few real-life examples of how companies should engage via Enterprise 2.0?
How companies? Well, my suggestion always is, because there was always a lot of hoo-haing about adoption of 2.0. You have your Generation Y, and you have people like me that haven't been brought up on computers. How do you get everybody engaged? That word again, engaged. Use into the collaboration tools and use them to the way they should be, they can be used.
Yeah, but do you then use videos or so, or do you use games, or what do you do?
Yeah, well, we do actually use an awful lot of videos. We allow people to upload their own videos so they can tell their story using the video as a medium, as a communication channel. And also what we have done is implemented a very simple system of allowing employees to comment on some story that maybe employees can also submit their own stories, telling them about what they've been doing. Other employees can comment on it. So you have interaction. We don't have social media tools, but this is a form of collaboration, and they can give a thumbs up and even just...
So the basic, let's say, social media tools that you also find in Facebook and stuff like that?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay. So now, you mentioned, and I quote, you could adopt Enterprise 2.0 adoption or start Enterprise 2.0 adoption without breaking the bank, changing the culture, and with existing tools. Now, you need to explain that to me.
Well, we certainly haven't broke the bank, and we have managed to incorporate some collaboration tools without spending a penny. And the way we've changed culture is the culture change has been the switch from just top-down communication to bottom-up communication, allowing people to tell their own stories. Is it through video? Is it through a news item? To give comments, to say what they feel about something. Maybe it could be a really important issue, and it could just be a nice story that someone's written. It doesn't matter. That is the change in culture. Before, you were just told information, and that was it. And people used to go off in the coffee corner and say, "Have you read that?" But now they can say, "I've read it," and "Hey, I really like this," or "Hey, are you sure you're right?" And also, it's a switch in management style, because they are now having to accept the fact that their employees have an opinion, and that opinion actually is really good feedback.
So leadership needs to change as well, basically.
Well, leadership needs to be more open to the bottom-up communication channels and the advantages of it.
Okay, now, your final thoughts on the future of Enterprise 2.0.
The future of Enterprise 2.0.
Well, we're here with Beyond Enterprise 2.0, so let's go beyond.
I'm sure it will be 3.0, but yeah, it's not going away. It's gonna. I think is going to happen is people. It is just going to develop. And develop according to what people need at that moment in time. If I look at the generation Y that is coming into the companies, they are definitely very on hands, very communicative, very into getting information very, very quickly. That is good. That is going to build even further. And I have no idea where it's going from here, but
we'll see next year.
Exactly.
We'll see next year. Okay. Thank you very much for your interview, Joanne. And well, again, this is a proof that Enterprise 2.0 tools should not only about technology, but also the human factor is very important, and that is clearly showing with the presentation of Joanne. So thank you very much, and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.